Hi, my name's Jake, and this is the story of how I went from a small-town amateur soccer player to a professional debut that the internet will never let me forget. You know how some people dream about walking into a stadium full of fans, hearing their name over the speakers, scoring the winning goal? Yeah, I gotta live that dream. Except instead of glory, I became a walking blooper reel. I grew up in a town where soccer wasn't even that popular. We had one dusty field with crooked goal posts. The nets had holes so big, sometimes the ball would just roll through. But that didn't stop us. Every weekend, we played. No uniforms, no coaches, just kids with mismatched shoes and way too much energy. My mom used to yell, "Jake, dinner's ready," and I'd yell back, "5 more minutes." That 5 minutes usually turned into an hour. I wasn't the best. Far from it. I didn't have fancy tricks. I wasn't the top scorer, but I had one thing: endurance. I could run like a madman. When everyone else was out of breath, I was still chasing the ball like a dog chasing a frisbee. One Saturday, after a match, I was sitting on the sidelines, sweaty, eating a sandwich. That's when a man in a suit walked up. Imagine this. Everyone else is dirty, grass-stained, and here comes this guy looking like he's going to a business meeting. He says, "Kid, you've got energy." I thought he was joking. I laughed with a mouthful of sandwich, but he didn't laugh back. He handed me a card. Talent Scout, National League. I froze. This was the kind of thing you only see in movies. He told me, "You're not polished, but you've got something raw. Come to tryouts." The tryouts were insane. Everyone there looked like real athletes. Shiny cleats, gym bags, protein shakes. And then there was me, showing up with my old beat-up shoes and a bottle of water. When the drills started, I was outclassed. People were dribbling like magicians, bending shots into the corners. Me? I was chasing the ball like a hyperactive squirrel. But somehow, the coaches noticed. Not my skill, but my refusal to quit. One coach whispered to another, "This kid has no idea what he's doing." The other replied, "Yeah, but he just doesn't stop." He could be useful, and that was it. They signed me. The night before my first match, my mom called me. She said, "Jake, I don't care if you score or if you trip. Just don't forget to smile." Meanwhile, my dad was polishing his old camera, saying he was going to film every second. And my little sister? She posted on Instagram, "My brother's going pro." Don't embarrass me. No pressure, right? Fast forward, my first game. Picture this: 50,000 fans screaming, banners waving, the stadium literally vibrating. I walked out of the tunnel, and my knees were already shaking. I kept telling myself, "Don't mess up. Don't mess up. Don't mess up." Spoiler alert. I messed up. When I fell on my face the first time, the TV camera zoomed in. My mom gasped so loud, the neighbors came over thinking something happened. My dad? He missed the moment because he was fumbling with the camera, yelling, "Wait, did I press record?" And my sister? She immediately posted a story. Yep, he embarrassed me. Called it. 10 minutes in. Ball rolls to me. Easy pass. The kind of play I'd done a million times. But I panicked. My foot caught the turf, I tripped over the ball, and fell flat on my face. The crowd gasped. Then they laughed. And the worst part? The stadium camera zoomed in on me, my face smushed into the grass, and put it on the giant screen. Instant humiliation. Back home, my friends crowded around a tiny TV in our local diner. When I missed that open goal and my shoe flew off, one of them shouted, "Classic Jake! He never could tie his laces properly." The whole diner erupted in laughter, but they were cheering me on anyway. Later, our striker gave me a perfect pass. Goalkeeper out of position. Wide open shot. My moment. I swung my leg and completely missed. My shoe flew off and hit the advertising board. The crowd lost it. People were literally crying from laughing. The commentator said something like, "Well, that's one way to clear your shoe, folks," and they replayed it over and over. But the worst was still coming. In the last minutes, the other team attacked. I ran back to defend, heart pounding. The ball came flying toward me. In panic, I kicked as hard as I could. straight into my own net, own goal. The scoreboard lit up. My teammates froze. The fans booed. And I just stood there, wishing the ground would swallow me whole. Some fans started chanting my name, not out of admiration, but because I'd accidentally become the night's entertainment. Imagine thousands of people yelling, "Jake! Jake! Jake!" Half the stadium was laughing, but weirdly enough, they were rooting for me. In the locker room, I sat in silence, convinced I was done. My career, over before it started. But then the coach walked over, slapped me on the shoulder, and said, "Well, kid, you sure know how to make an entrance." The whole locker room burst out laughing. Not mean laughter, just the kind that said, "Welcome to the team." After the game, I scrolled through memes. A picture of my faceplant with the caption, "Gravity 1, Jake 0, a gif of my own goal with dramatic Titanic music in the background. And the shoe flying? Someone edited it into outer space, with Elon Musk tweeting, "Next SpaceX launch looks promising." At first, it stung. But then, I started laughing too. Later, I checked my phone. And there I was, already trending. Memes everywhere. One showed my shoe flying with the caption, "NASA, we found your rocket." Another had my faceplant with, "When you hit life head on." At first, I wanted to throw my phone away, but then I laughed. If the world was going to laugh at me, I might as well laugh with them. When I called my mom later, expecting her to be disappointed, she just said, "Jake, everyone saw you fall. But everyone also saw you get back up. That's what matters." My dad sent me the video he filmed with his own commentary in the background. Wait, was that a goal? Oh no. Oh, Jake, I couldn't stop laughing. And my sister? She finally admitted, "Okay, maybe you did embarrass me. But at least now everyone knows who you are." And that's how my dream debut turned into the funniest blooper reel in soccer history. But here's the thing. I didn't quit. I trained harder. I improved. And I stayed on the team. Now, whenever rookies panic about messing up, I tell them my story. If I survived tripping, missing, and scoring against myself, trust me, you'll be fine. Because failure doesn't mean the end. Sometimes it's just the beginning. So yeah, my first game was a disaster. But it wasn't the end. It was just the funniest beginning anyone could ask for. Because in life, sometimes you win. Sometimes you trip. And sometimes you score the best own goal in history. A week later, I was back on the bench. Honestly, I thought my career was already over before it began. But then, something crazy happened. Our starting striker got injured mid-game. The coach turned, looked at me and said, "Jake, you're in." I swear, my heart almost jumped out of my chest. The crowd murmured, half excited, half ready for another comedy show. This time, I tied my shoes tighter than ever. No more flying sneakers. I stepped onto the pitch with one goal. Don't be the joke tonight. Minutes later, the ball rolled my way. Defender charging in, crowd holding their breath. And guess what? I passed. Simple, clean, safe. Nothing heroic, but the crowd cheered, because at least I didn't fall. By the end of the match, I hadn't scored. I hadn't done anything spectacular, but I hadn't embarrassed myself either. And for me, that felt like a victory. The fans clapped me off the field. Some even chanted my name, not mocking this time, but encouraging. When I checked my phone later, there were fewer memes and more comments like, "Jake didn't mess up today. Respect. From clown to comeback kid." And my mom texted me, "See? Falling isn't the story. Getting up is." So yeah, my first game made me internet famous for all the wrong reasons. But my second game? It gave me hope. And that's what life's about, right? You bomb, you laugh, you get back up, and one day, you might just surprise everyone, even yourself.